Welcome to another episode of Democracy at the Crossroads. At the outset, let me ask you, the viewer, a simple question. Can you see the communal face of those in power in Uttar Pradesh? On August 24, a Muslim boy was slapped allegedly by about 50 classmates, many of them belonging to the Hindu faith, at the behest of a Hindu teacher, Tripta Tyagi, in a private school in Muzaffarnagar. The FIR was registered 2 weeks later, on September 6. She was charged with non-cognizable offences. Not surprising, Tripta Tyagi is roaming free even today. Contrast this with an exactly similar development in a private school in Sambhal district of Uttar Pradesh. Exactly a similar development, but the religion of the student and the teacher is reversed in this case. Here, a Hindu boy was allegedly slapped by a Muslim student. Mind you, one Muslim student, on the instruction of a Muslim teacher named Saista. This incident happened Tuesday, 26 September. Saista was charged with cognizable offences and was promptly arrested on Thursday, 28 September, that is yesterday. Can you see the telltale majoritarian communal face of the wretched men ruling over the state of Uttar Pradesh? Yes, Saista was arrested, rightly so. But then Tripta too committed exactly the same crime, but she is at large. Can there be anything more brazen communal stance than this? When the state practices such majoritarian communalism, is there any hope that our democracy can be protected? That's a question. Well, at good luck have it, we now have a Chief Justice of the Supreme Court and some fearless judges at the Apex Court who are ready to stake everything to protect the majesty of law. We have been seeing the evidence of it for quite some time now. We saw a shining example of a resolute judiciary showing the mirror to a delinquent and communal executive earlier this week. In fact, on Monday, 25th September. The Supreme Court bench, comprising Justices Abhay S. Oka and Pankaj Mithal, raised some serious questions about the conduct of the Uttar Pradesh government. You should read the national newspapers on Tuesday morning to get a sense of the anguish that the Apex Court expressed at the developments. The Times of India's lead headline that day was, SC said school slapping should shake UP government's conscience. The survey read, SC asks why penal provisions were not invoked. The Hindustan Times headline said, Apex Court wraps UP government over student slap incident. The headline of the Indian Express report read like this, UP school slapping, Supreme Court questions probe, says delay in lodging FIR. The Hindu headline was, SC questions quality of education in Uttar Pradesh. As you must have come to realize, the Supreme Court's this reaction was to the ham-handed response of the UP government to the incident in the Muzaffarnagar school where the 7-year-old Muslim boy was slapped by his classmates on the instruction of the teacher who happened to be the owner, principal of the same school. As per the child's own admission, he was slapped for over an hour with almost 50 boys and girls taking turn to hit him. The matter came to light as the Muslim boy's older cousin, who was earlier a student of the same school, happened to be there and secretly recorded the humiliating episode on his cell phone. That video went viral, and that viral video showed Tripta Tyaji, the teacher, prompting the student to slap the Muslim boy harder and harder. This woman is also on record uttering possibly some Islamophobic remark. Only the word Muhammadan was apparently audible, and the rest of the sentence was not. This incident happened on August 24. It came to the cognizance of the UP government a day later when the video came to light. And what did the BJP government do? It did nothing for days, just slept over. Rather, the BJP's party bosses got into action to persuade, bribe, or intimidate, whatever way you see it, to make the Muslim boy's father to agree not to lodge an FIR against the teacher cum principal. The poor Muslim man gave in. Earlier, he had leveled grave charges against the teacher, which the Supreme Court had taken cognizance. But later he backtracked. He withdrew his son from the school and he was given back the fee he had paid to the school. After all this, the poor man said, I am a daily wage laborer. मैं थाना कचहरी कहाँ कर सकूंगा? The UP police then took the pretext that since there was no complaint from the side of the family, it could not move further. But there was an uproar. The victim can be coerced into silence, but it is incumbent duty of the state to take legal action against the criminal to provide justice to the aggrieved party. Many legal voices echoed. The UP police finally was forced to lodge an FIR on September 6, almost 2 weeks after the despicable crime came to light. An FIR was lodged, yes, but every effort was made by the UP bosses to ensure that the criminal going by the name of Tripti Tyaji was protected from arrest. So, non-cognizable offenses were added to the FIR. And what did you see? The BJP netas were there commiserating with that rogue woman. No wonder. Even 3 weeks after the filing of an FIR, this woman is roaming free. Both the BJP government and the party are issuing moral certificates to this Tripta Tyaji, saying there was no communal angle to her conduct. As per their version, Tripta Tyaji was apparently mentioning Mohammedans out of love for that community. She only wanted to reform the Muslim child. Can there be more shameless people in a party and a government? The Supreme Court of India was reacting to such brazen shamelessness last Monday on 25th. The Hindu report mentioned it in the first paragraph by its reporter. This is what the Hindu report said. A watered down and delayed FIR against Muzaffarnagar school teacher who was shown on video showering communal remarks on her 7-year-old Muslim student and goading his classmates to thrash him, raised questions in the Supreme Court about religious discrimination and the quality of education in Uttar Pradesh. The Indian Express report read, the court said the father's complaint alleged cognizable offences, but only a non-cognizable report was filed initially, and the FIR was lodged only after a long delay. The Times of India reported the Supreme Court on Monday took strong exception to the UP police not invoking relevant provisions of law in connection with the Muzaffarnagar incident, in which a schoolboy was slapped by his classmates at the teacher's behest for belonging to a particular religion, and said it should have shaken the conscience of the state. The TI report went on to say, a bench of Justices Abhay Sota and Pankaj Mithal said quality education cannot be provided in educational institutions if students are targeted for being part of a religious community. The Hindustan Times report was equally forthright. It said, castigating the Uttar Pradesh government for a prima facie failure to comply with the mandate of the Right to Education Act, the Supreme Court directed the state to immediately appoint a senior IPS officer to monitor the investigation into the case lodged against the school teacher who allegedly encouraged her students to slap a Muslim classmate and made communally charged remarks. Hats off to the Supreme Court of India for being the conscience keeper of this nation. One must also thank the national media, national newspapers, for giving prominence to the apex court's searing observations on the patently communal slant of the UP administration. That no serious action needs to be taken if the child victim is a Muslim and the culprit if he is a Hindu teacher. But the same UP police promptly swung into action in Sambhal district, where the child victim happened to be a Hindu and the offending teacher turned out to be a Muslim. It happened just a day after the Supreme Court pulled up the UP government for its patently communal stance. What is saying? The rulers of UP are a thick-skinned lot. But at two diametrically opposite actions in this very month, September 2023, for the same crime, they made clear that guideline to the police. If the criminal teacher is a Muslim, she must be arrested immediately. But if the criminal teacher is a Hindu, she must be protected at all costs. With such blatant state communalism in full display, we come back to the same question we asked at the beginning. How long can Indian democracy be preserved? A lot depends on the resoluteness of our Supreme Court judges to defend our Constitution. But in the final analysis, it is we, the people of India, who have to rise to the occasion. If we do not relentlessly expose the evil politicians and their self-centered henchmen in the police and the bureaucracy, we let down our own motherland and our own democracy. That's a lesson we must learn.